It's just Bruce, he don't bite. Hello.
Hey folks, how are you? This is a straight talk video. No goofy stuff, no Star Wars, no Fallout. Back to the restaurant thing. Yesterday, my wife calls me on the way home. She's like, "Do you want me to pick up dinner?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because I was busy in my shop. She's like, "What do you want?" Now, we don't eat out a lot. We haven't eaten out in the past couple of years. Actually, we stopped eating out in probably about 2020. Occasionally here and there. But when I eat out, I go to certain places, I get the same thing all the time. So I told her, I said, "Stop wherever you want. You know what I like. Just grab me something." So she's like, "How about KFC? We haven't been to KFC in a long time." I'm like, "That sounds good." She's like, "What do you want?" I said, "The usual. Three-piece, it used to be a $5 box, 3 pieces of chicken, mashed potatoes, and macaroni, and a biscuit." She's like, "Okay." So she goes and she gets it. She brings it home. I open it up, and the pieces of chicken are shrunk down. I swear to God, I think they fried up a pigeon. I think they fried up a pigeon. It's supposed to be 2 thighs, a leg, mashed potatoes, macaroni, and a biscuit. Well, there was the little teeny tiny drumsticks, 2 of them, and 1 thigh that looked like, I don't know, it too small. Mashed potatoes, gravy, no mac and cheese, and a biscuit. I'm like, okay, well, it's been a while. Maybe they changed the portions or whatever. Then I saw the price. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Now, the reason I'm starting out with KFC is because I used to work at KFC a long time ago, back when it was still called Kentucky Fried Chicken, I might add. And, I researched these prices, and the prices in 2018 for the 3-piece dinner was $5. And you got the 3 pieces. It was 2 thighs, a leg, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, and a biscuit. And that price was $5. I also said to her when she got it, I said, "Get me like six-piece chicken tenders." Well, apparently you can't get 6-piece chicken tenders anymore. But in 2018, when I used to get 6-piece chicken tenders, which was another standby of mine, it was $6.99 in 2018. All right, I get it. Prices are going to go up a little bit. She got me a 5-piece tender, and it was $13.39. And when I opened up the box of the tenders, they were half the size that they used to be. And it bugged me because, like I said, I used to work at KFC. I was a manager at KFC. And so they raised the prices. Oh, and the 3-piece dinner that she got me, it had the 2 drumsticks. And I know it's supposed to have 2 thighs and a drumstick. And the reason why that's important is because the thigh has more meat on it. So you have 2 thighs and a drumstick, which should be $5. And I got my mashed potatoes and a biscuit, no mac and cheese, $9.29. So that's almost double the price. And I swear to God, it was half the portion. So immediately I got pissed off. And that's why I decided to do this video. I understand inflation and everything like that. I do know prices have gone up since 2020. And I know why, but if I tell you why I think they went up, then everybody just says, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist." No, use your critical thinking and think about it. We're actually not going to get into that, though. Next, Taco Bell. Taco Bell's right next to the beer distributor, and a lot of times whenever I get a case of beer, I go to Taco Bell, and I've gotten the same thing year after year after year, even through COVID, because it's right there. And what I like is 2 chicken quesadillas. 2 chicken quesadillas in 2018 were $7.58. So I knew it was going to cost me $8 to get 2 chicken quesadillas. And I never got a drink or anything with it because I knew I was going to go home, and we always had drinks at home. Plus, I was getting a case of beer every time I stopped at Taco Bell. It was kind of like a tradition. And, over COVID, we stopped because we weren't leaving. And, I am a chef, so I'd cook a lot. When I did get a case of beer, I noticed it was slowly rising in price. But this past week, I stopped. I got my same 2 chicken quesadillas, and they were $12.58. instead of the $8 I'm used to paying for. I think it went up to $10 the last time I raised an eyebrow and thought about it. They're $6.29 each, and that's fine. At least they didn't cut down their portions. Their portion was still the same. I get it. You know, you got to up your prices because of what's going on today in the country. But yeah, I'm still a little upset about that. At least they didn't cut down their portions, which is what KFC did. And KFC can kiss my ass. McDonald's, the only thing I ever get at McDonald's, I don't do this very often. I don't go eat fast food very often at all. A Big Mac, let me give some history. McDonald's started in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Now that's right near my house. That's right near where I live. I live in Pennsylvania, Uniontown, in 1967. A Big Mac was 75 cents. Now, I don't expect it to be 75 cents now. I'm not stupid. But just to give you a heads up about, you know, what it was like. And then in 2020, it was I don't know, I think it was $4.29. Yeah, I think it was $4.29 in 2020. $4.29. That sounds about right. You can research it if you want to. Like I said, I'm just talking. Now, a Big Mac, just a Big Mac, not the fries and the meal winner. A Big Mac, not a Big Mac meal, just a Big Mac is $7.39. And yes, I did look that up. It's right in front of me. And that's fine. I can afford it. But the thing is that McDonald's are all smashed up and they're all messed up. They're not. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's a Burger King right near my house that they demolished a building. They closed down. They demolished a building, built a whole brand new Burger King. And just last week it opened up. And I'm like, oh, let's get some Burger King. And so I sent my wife down there. She got some takeout and she brought it home. And it got the bacon cheeseburger or something, one of their specials or something like that. It was really good. I mean, it was like picture perfect. It was really, really nice because they just opened. The French fries were perfect. All the food was perfect. It was really pricey compared to what it used to be. Yeah, watch what happens in 6 months. It ain't going to be like that, and they're still going to charge us high prices. Now, the reason I'm bitching about the prices is because nobody wants to work here in Pennsylvania. And the reason nobody wants to work here in Pennsylvania is because of minimum wage. Minimum wage here in Pennsylvania is $7.25 an hour. Now, when I started working back in the day, 1984, I had my first job. Minimum wage was $3.35. Now, calm down before you think I'm going to say, oh, back in the day we used to have. No, I'm not even going to say that. $3.35 an hour back then, if you go in today's standards and what money is worth, is $8.48. So $3.35 an hour back then was the same as making $8.48 an hour now. Minimum wage is still $7.25. Now, here's the thing. I understand if they raise minimum wage, prices are going to go up. We're having a crisis here in the whole United States where people just don't want to work for minimum wage. I kind of don't blame them. I work for myself. I quit my last job over a pay argument. I'm trying not to badmouth the place because I actually have a small chance of maybe going back if I want to. I kind of want to if certain things change, not just the money. But I understand $7.25 you can't live on nowadays. $3.35 or $3.20, was it $3.33? Yeah, $3.35. $3.35 back in 1984, you could barely live on it. And you want to know why? You could live on it, and here's why: because there wasn't cell phones, there wasn't computers and tablets and all and Starbucks coffee and everything that everybody's spending money on. We didn't have it back then, so we didn't miss it. So we may do what we have. It was rough. I raised 2 daughters, working 3 minimum wage jobs the entire time through. It sucked. I was tired all the time. I could barely spend time with them. It's a hell of a way to spend your life. I don't want to spend my life like that, and I refuse to do it now. That's why I'm self-employed with Gen-x Custom Toys on eBay. But the fast food industry is just crazy. Up here, no one's really paying minimum wage. The fast food industry, they're hiring people at a higher wage. Not quite what they want, but I'm sorry, I don't think fast food workers should be making $17, $18 an hour. I really don't. I think find a happy medium. Like I said, the minimum wage when I in 1884, $3.35 is worth $8.48 an hour now. Give them $10. Give them $10. Also teach work ethic, and that's up to the parents. That's up to us Gen Xers. Teach your kids how to have work ethic. And even millennials, because you're having kids now too. Teach them work ethic. You go, you work, you make your money, you pay your bills. If you want something, you work, you pay for it, you buy it. Not credit, because that'll ruin your life. To this day, I do not have a credit card. I don't need one. I don't want one. I made my mistakes early in life with that. Not really sure where this rant's going. Actually just trying to find a reason to use some new video software that I got. So, but I mean, I want to hear your thoughts. So leave some comments and stuff like that. It's like the fast food industry, what they're charging, and you always get bad service in there because they can't find good workers. Sure, they're shorthanded because they can't afford to pay them what these kids want now. And I'm kind of on their side with that. I mean, I've been food service all my life, and you get treated like dog shit. Who wants to be treated like dog shit when they go to work? I sure as hell don't. I've walked out of jobs because I was getting treated badly. But I also had a backup plan. These kids don't have a backup plan. They're stuck working with what we got. All the Karens, just in bad bosses. I mean, I worked at this one restaurant, not the last one I worked at. I worked at this one restaurant where the owner was a huge pervert. He used to go around and hit on 17, 18-year-old girls all the time and sexually harass them, and they had to sit there and take it because they needed the job. That ain't right. That ain't right. I really don't even know where I'm going with this rant. I just know I'm pissed off because of the prices of the food, and especially KFC with cutting down their portions and charging so much. I just, that part I don't get. It's like, I get you're going to charge some more, but like I said, I was a manager at KFC years ago, and you just don't do that. You just don't do that. My wife and I took my wife out for dinner to a very nice restaurant here in Irwin that we haven't been to in a couple of years. And I had broiled fish and some scalloped potatoes and green beans. She had a New York strip steak, some mashed potatoes and green beans. And it was very good. It was very good. I'm not going to down the restaurant. I'm not going to mention the restaurant. It's a small business around here. It's been around forever. Very good food. The steak was amazing. The fish was good. Got the bill. Oh, and we had some homemade fried cheese. That's all we had. And we didn't drink. We both had Pepsis because it was early in the day. Yes, I can go out without drinking. The bill was $110. $110. I'm like, wow. Now, luckily, we can afford it. But I'm thinking about other people. No wonder nobody wants to go out to eat anymore. And thank God I'm a chef because most of the time I cook at home. And when I don't feel like cooking, my wife's a hell of a cook too. She cooks. What are people doing nowadays? You know, what the hell? Just my rant for the night. Love it or hate it. It's all up to you. I'll talk to you next time when I'm in a better mood. Still love you guys. Bye.
It's just Bruce, he don't bite. Hello.